You can never trust a Monday, definitely.
No, you really can't.
No, you can't. Well, I'm here with Jewel Staite. Of course, season 4 of Family Law is now airing on Global and Stack TV. Now, I just got to check with you. Is this the last country to get season 4? Are
I
there
mean,
any countries left?
I think it might be the last. I think maybe New Zealand will be last. So we're
Okay.
second last. Yes.
Second last. Okay. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, originally we were like in the middle. Now we're near the
Yes.
end. It's amazing how these release dates kind of switch around
Yes.
all the
I
time.
don't know. I don't know what happened or how or why that happens, but it's extra confusing when you're an actor having to talk about the show because you really don't know who's seen what anymore.
Pretty much, pretty much. My
What
God.
world of family law are you in? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Now, also, is this the final season of Family
Well,
Law?
I think what we've done is try to wrap up the storylines as best we can with a little fun cliffhanger in the end, maybe not so little, just in case we do go again. So our fate is
Okay.
unknown, but the goal was to have season 4 close out with enough closure for the fans to feel good and satisfied at where these characters are. Right.
Yeah, well, that makes sense, especially with where things were left at the end of season
Oh,
3. You don't want to put that kind of
terrible.
pressure again. Yeah.
No, that was terrible, terrible. And we were all like, I mean, that was the saddest finale ever, right?
Yeah,
And we were
yeah.
all like, I hope that's not it. Can you imagine if we don't do another one? That's messed up. So luckily we got to come back and get these characters to a happier place. It was
Yeah. Well, between season 3 and season 4, there was like basically about 18 months that you guys
yes,
weren't filming. During
yes.
that time, were you just kind of like, I really hope we can make this happen?
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny, right? With the world of TV, you never know. A lot of the time the waiting periods in between seasons are so long and you play this little guessing game where you hope and you wonder and then you kind of stop hoping if too much time has gone by. So you don't really know. This was definitely the longest wait I've ever had between seasons on anything that I've done. So I kind of thought it was over.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that was it. So it was a big surprise when we all got the phone call that we were actually coming back to do it again. And a big relief too, because, like I said, that was just such a weird way to end things. So I'm
No,
glad
totally.
that we were able to come back for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and like that was the other thing is that it's like you got to shoot the first 3 seasons almost like on top of each other the way it
Yeah,
was. So then to have all that time, it must have felt like such I guess a catharsis just to just
totally.
come back and be on the set and kind of just fall back into the groove you guys were in before.
Totally. And we'd obviously stayed in touch. We're very, very close. We are like a family. It sounds cheesy to say, but we really are. We're really tight. So we were flying across the country to see each other. We always do a Christmas thing together every year and we do trips. We, pick a place to go and go on vacation together. So we were still really tight. But yeah, I mean, once we got back to work, it was like no time had passed at all. It was the weirdest, most surreal feeling to have the set exactly the way it was, the way we had left it. And I know that they had taken it down. They'd taken it down and built a new set for a different TV show, used some of our, walls and things like that. So they kind of had to rebuild the whole thing to make it look exactly the way it did. And they did. So it was very gratifying and a very, very nice feeling. And yeah, just quite surreal, honestly.
Eh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, of course,
And
this
I was like,
season,
all this like lawyer babble, right, that I have to do. I was like, can I still do that? Like you go through that moment where you're like, oh, my brain is out of practice.
yeah.
I am not like your brain, it's like it's a muscle, right? It's got to kind of catch up. And then once it gets used to that level of work and level of memorization, you get good at it in the end. But
Right.
it had been a while. And I was like, oh, this is hard. Right. I forgot. This is hard. Right. So
But you probably quickly fell back into it again once you started having to do it on a regular there.
not bad. Took me a couple weeks and then I was like, all right, I got it. I got it.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, no, it's great that you guys were able to come back and do this season because we've already mentioned the season 3, a lot of stuff were up in the air at the end, with the situation with Ben and him
Yes.
relapsing
Yes.
and with Abby's daughter writing that
Yes.
that essay and everything. And we get natural resolution to these things as the new season progresses. But yeah, the Abby Ben storyline is just it's a lot of it's an emotional thing. And like these characters, of course, they're both alcoholics, so it's like they know what they're going through. They can feel this all before. And so it comes off very naturally on camera with you guys doing it, but that's got to be like some heavy emotional stuff you had to go through.
Yes, Abby and Ben are at completely different stages of their recovery, right? Abby has gone through a lot of moments of denial, and then she's had to face the music, and it's been really tough for her, but she's kind of come out the other side. She's at this point now where she doesn't shy away from the word alcoholic, before she used to not be able to say it out loud. And now she's come to terms with it in a way where it's part of her life, and it always will be part of her life, and she's accepted that. Ben is not there. He doesn't like the idea of quitting drinking. He even says it's boring. Oh, don't you think life is boring without alcohol? And Abby's like, I guess, but I don't know. You just find other ways to have fun, right? And he's like, yeah, no. He's not at that stage, and yet they're so well matched in terms of personality and the way they see the world, and they have this undeniable chemistry. So it's a heartbreak. It's really sad because she knows that if she stays with him, it's a slippery slope for her, and she's just simply not willing to take that risk. She has too much to lose. So it's really sad. And the actor, his name is also Ben, Benjamin Ayres, and I were always like, oh my God, this is so sad because these two knuckleheads it's not, I don't think it's going to work. They're going to destroy each other. And yeah, it's quite devastating.
Yeah, I'd say so. I do like though, Abby's ways to try to make AA sound fun about listen to the story. It's fun. She's dramatic.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. She's like, these people are crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to love it. Just
Yeah.
sit back and listen to the stories. It's so good. So funny.
Oh my gosh. Now, of course, the thing I love about the show is that it really, the main focus is this dysfunctional family and trying to get
Yes.
through what they get through. And we see them progress throughout this. But I feel like the growth, as opposed to just the personal work that these characters are doing on their lives, I think the added effect of representing families that are in much worse situations have helped them grow even faster. Do you feel like that's something that really helped the characters along in their own personal journeys?
Oh, totally. Our writers are really good at that, right? They write these great cases that mirror something having to do in the characters' lives. So of course they learn something with every case, right? But yeah, I think they've been on a fast track to figure things out, and have failed a lot. This is my dog going insane behind me.
It's okay.
I have this puppy, and he's like relentless, and he's digging a hole in the chair. Anyway, it's just my
The
life.
relentless puppy really fits in with your family dynamic,
Oh
from what I
God, it's
remember.
like,
Yeah.
Andrew, it's a zoo around here. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's an absolute zoo. I had a friend
Between
over
the kid,
today.
the cat, and the dog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's insane. My friend was like, "Your house is so funny because every time I'm here, I look somewhere and there's an animal doing something." Or I'm like, "Yeah, I know." Anyway, so yeah, I feel like these characters have been on a fast track to figure things out, to learn how to work together, right? And it's like it's difficult. They're always coming up against roadblocks because they all have such different personalities and sibling rivalry and work rivalry and all of that. But I do love, especially in this season, it's like so gratifying, finally, as an actor to see these people win a little bit, right? They actually have learned some lessons. They're starting to apply those lessons to their regular everyday to day life and make some changes, some personal changes. And it's really nice to see that finally happen because, there's only so many times you can fight with your on-screen brother and be
Yeah.
at each other's throats and be really nasty to each other without going, as an actor, man, I just really want to see these two be nice to each other for once. And you do get a bit of that in season 4.
Yeah, no, it's great, that progression, but I do also love the fact that Abby and Daniel's sibling rivalry remains constant, even though it has lessened and will continue to lessen.
Yes.
Just, you working with Zach, the two of you have great brother sister chemistry. That
We do.
must have been like so much fun to play over these 4 seasons, see how it's evolved.
Totally. I remember when I auditioned for the show, we did a screen test together, and we did I can't remember what scene, a courtroom scene, where he sort of shuts me up. Abby's trying to get in there, and he kind of like does this thing, and he did that with his body. Like he just sort of moved his body in front of mine, and I reacted like the heck, and it was so natural and so funny, and also so childish. Abby and Daniel are very childish, right?
Oh yeah.
They like go try and get through the doorway together, and they're always smashing into each other, and they're racing to the conference room to get to the client. They're acting like little idiots, little children. And I love that. And Zach and I are always trying to find ways to have more of that in the scene, even if the dialogue isn't there. We try and figure out ways to one up each other, even just in physicality. And he's so fun that way. Like Zach is one of my dearest friends. I love him so much for so many reasons. He's a wonderful guy, but he's so fun to play with in that way because he loves it. He loves being an actor. He's so naturally good at it, and he's so creative. So every day with him is really fun. We just try and make each other laugh, and a lot of time we do make each other laugh, and then we get in trouble for it because they're like, "You guys, please, we're rolling. We have to move on. You're killing me right now."
Yeah, no, people,
But
I can get some of the crew will be like, okay, we want to get home
yeah,
kind of
well,
thing.
when you're like uncontrollably laughing, and then
Yeah.
you make eye contact with a crew member, and they're not laughing at all. You're like, oh,
Oh, this isn't as fun for you. Okay, sorry
yeah,
about that.
like, oh yeah, right. You've got a bunch of equipment you're holding on to, and I'm ruining take after take because I can't stop laughing. Something Zach's doing with his eyebrow. It's not as charming.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I really like the kind of relationship the two characters have in the upcoming episode Game Set Match,
Mhm.
which because you get a lot of like you get a peek into Zach's level of fanboy, like yeah, exactly. Daniel's level of fanboy on this sort of stuff,
The
but
best.
watching it, it's like it's always amazing to see where the writers pull the stuff from because like obviously it's a tennis to everything, but it's obviously like akin to The Blind Side and what happened with that in real life and everything
Yes.
like that. You it must be great to have like storylines that you can see the real world connotations of to have like somewhere that you can relate to on it.
Oh, totally. It's super fun. A lot of the time, though, I will say when we read a script, it seems so fantastical that there's no way that could be true.
Yeah.
And then our writers will say, "Oh no, that happened." And I'm like, "Where did that happen?" And then they'll show you something that was in the news, and I don't know where, the Netherlands, let's say, or something, right? And they're like, "See, this was a real thing, and we based it off of that." And I'm like, "Holy smokes!" So yeah, they're constantly plucking really interesting little tidbits and things from the news, and turning them into these really awesome, fun stories. So yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, no, definitely
Weird.
a
There's a
good
lot of
time.
weirdness, right? Like the guy who has the doll and he's in love with his doll.
Oh
That's
yeah.
not normal. And then I had to, sit in a makeup trailer next to a doll for a week while they gussied her up, and I was like, this is very strange world I'm living in. I'm
Oh,
working.
I think that's hilarious that they actually
Yeah,
had to do the makeup
they
of the
did.
doll in the regular makeup trailer.
Well, because, this is probably too much information, Andrew, but they ordered the doll online, and she came and she was very glamorous. And they were like, we
Oh.
have to sort of take down her glam. So they put little, glasses on her, and the makeup and the hair. And I was just watching all this go down, like, this is really weird.
It's so.
Me and Vanessa the doll sitting next to each other in hair
There
and
you go.
makeup.
Wow, that's that.
Another
Talk
day
about a
on family law.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Talk about a great guest star, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
She's
my
very
gosh.
quiet. Yes.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
probably very hospitable. Yes.
Very well behaved. Yes.
Oh my God. Now, you have talked about it before. All the seasons of this is that it was like your goal and everybody else's goal. You had the set goal to be like the best set to work on. That when people come there, they feel like they were at home, they feel like they were part of the family, all that sort of thing. And from all accounts, it sounds like you guys really accomplished that feeling. In shows that you might be going to in the future, is there any particular things that you learned from that experience that you want to bring to other sets?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? We did achieve that goal because we all had the same goal in mind. So that's why that worked, was
Mm.
because everybody had that same goal and the same motivation to make it the best and to make everybody feel welcome and just to make it fun. We just wanted to have fun every day. And no one took their jobs too seriously. And so we were able to do that. But it really is who you're with. I mean, I can certainly try, but if everybody there has a different work ethic or a different way of being on set, then it becomes harder, right? So I think honestly, I was just really blessed in this situation to be around like-minded people who had the same goals in mind. And I mean, there's certainly little things that I've learned along the way that I would like to take with me, and in terms of even just how a set is run. There were lots of things that I learned about that and how to keep the crew happy and all that stuff, and basically how to keep it as a well-oiled machine. I was a producer on the last season, and I really got to kind of see the inner workings of how that's done and how hard our producers work to make the show as easy as possible, right? And it is. It's a really well-oiled machine. Um, but yeah, I think I really do think a lot of it is luck of the draw. So it's just tough shoes to fill, man. At this point, I'm like, oh, how am I ever going to find something that's as fun as that? But I'm going to try.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, yeah, you were blessed with a great group of people to work with, but also double blessed because you guys have said it before that all of you are great cooks.
Yes. Oh, yes. Except for Victor, who's a great eater. And you know
Okay,
what?
I can see that.
That
Yeah, of
counts for something. Yes. Loves to eat.
course. Is there a particular like dish that somebody made that you still like think about, or
Well,
like when you
we're
guys
all
get together
yes.
again, you want to get made?
We're all known for our specialties, right? Brett Kelly does a mean brisket. That's what he's great at, and we tell him if we're having a dinner party that he needs days, of time to prepare
Of
this
course.
brisket. And Janelle is a fabulous cook. She does this macaroni salad that I still think about, and Zach makes. He's a really amazing baker, so he does homemade focaccia. We went over to his house. He does a Christmas party every year, and we went over there for the holidays. And he had done these insane chicken parmesan sandwiches on homemade focaccia. Ridiculous. And then he makes way too much, like way. I'm like, who are you cooking for? An army? And then we get to take some home, which is really nice. So yeah, we all have our little specialties. We all talk about food way, way, way too much. But that's the way we show love. That's our love language is food. And it's fun because our dinner parties are totally out of control.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, of course, as you just mentioned, the holidays has just passed. And one thing I have to ask about, because it's back to the first interview I had with you about certain things that happened with your family during the holidays. Did you guys have another massive bonfire on
We
Boxing
did
Day?
we didn't do the bonfire, but the bonfire is long overdue. So we do have to do that. What was my son saying the other day? I don't know. He wanted to set fire to something because a 10-year-old boy.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want to burn it. I want to burn it just like grandma does. And I'm like, okay, but we don't do that inside. So why don't you make a little pile of things you want to burn? Don't set fire to them. And then when we do the bonfire at grandma's house, we can throw it in the bonfire. Okay. That's why we have bonfires. And he was like, got it. So, this is my mother-in-law who does these bonfires, and
Yeah.
she's teaching my son all kinds of fun things. I feel like every time he goes over there for the weekend without us, he comes home with a new skill. And I'm like, where did you learn that? And he's like, grandma.
Well, we got to get on the bonfire soon because it sounds like
I know.
grandma's probably got a lot of stuff building
I
up that
know.
needs to
Well,
get burned.
yes, grandma got smart and booked herself a fabulous trip to Thailand. So that's where she is
Ah.
right now. Yes. So we have to wait for her to return from her glorious trip. And then we will set fire to things as we do in this family. Just a
Stuff.
bunch of pyros.
Just a bunch of pyros. You're raising a 10-year-old pyro.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's totally normal. He's gonna be fine.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. But I also, he still likes you to pick him up.
Yeah, well,
At 10, that's a pretty big
I
kid
know.
to pick up.
So he can pick me up
Oh,
now.
really?
Yes, and this is a new development that breaks my heart a little bit because he's almost as tall as me. His feet are as big as mine, I think, at this point. And yeah, my days of having this little guy are coming to a close. He's getting kind of too cool. Hugs from mom in public or a no, that kind of thing. And
Mm.
I don't know. I'm just when I started Family Law, he was 4. He was a
Mm.
baby. He was my little
Yeah.
baby guy. And, I remember just like the lack of sleep even then, because he's always been a terrible sleeper. But now he's 10 and he's like this dude who plays electric guitar and he wears a necklace now. I'm like, is that a necklace? And he's like, yeah, like white t-shirts and this necklace that he likes. I'm like, oh my God, what is happening?
Oh
So
my God.
yeah,
So
I
you're
know.
raising a cool kid is basically what you're saying.
He's
He's becoming
pretty
quite the cool
cool.
kid.
He's pretty cool, but he's a nice kid too, which is
That's good.
most
Yeah.
important. Yes.
That is just, well, that's, in my opinion, these days, that's the most important part about being cool is that a nice person is
Yes.
cool. So
That's what I say. I say it's cool to be nice. That's what we want. It's kindness always. That's number one priority.
there
And he
you
gets
go.
it. He's good at that naturally.
Yeah. One last thing I want to ask you about, again, connecting back to the holidays, is that, I don't know how many years you've been doing, but you and your husband have collaborated with Four Winds Brewing Company on their
Yes.
little Instagram reel commercials each
Yes.
year. So when you put those together, do you guys come up with the idea or do you like collab with them on the idea?
So our kids go to school together, right?
Okay.
This is how we know these guys. We've known each other for many years. Our kids have always gone to school together. And Melissa Mills and Adam Mills, they're our best friends. So they are over here a lot at our house for dinner parties. And, we'll have a couple drinks. And then it's like, well, what should we do for the next Four Winds thing? And come up with an idea. And then we're just laughing at our own jokes, right? This is all we do. We sit around the table just howling at our own jokes. So this last one, Adam was like, would you be willing to do another Christmas lights campaign? I said, absolutely. Okay, this is what we should do. And I wrote it in 5 minutes. And I said, we're going to do this. And Charlie, you're going to do this. My husband's not an actor. And he's like, no, well, what do you mean? Me? I'm like, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. And yeah, we shot it, I think, in like half an hour.
There
And
you go.
yeah, they're
Well,
fun, right?
I gotta say, I agree with you. Your husband did a great job walking up those stairs.
He did. The walk up the stairs has me dying every time I watch it because it's the elbows. It's the way
Yeah.
he uses his elbows. Like he's so disgruntled with my behavior walking up the stairs that we just like, we were all screaming, laughing at this because it's just so Charlie in his
Yeah.
jammies going up the stairs, just fed up with me and my antics. It's just the best. No
Well,
acting required.
yeah, exactly. I tell you, watching it, enjoyed it, thought it was hilarious, but it did its job. It made me really want to get some Four Wins,
Good.
definitely.
Listen, that's a good light beer, man. That's like, I don't even really like a lot of beer, and that's one that I can get behind. It's very good. And I'm not just saying that because they gave us cases of it as a thank you, and our fridge is stocked with it.
Well, I guess it's a good thing that you like it then. There you
I
go.
guess so. Like, wow, okay, we're gonna have that for a long time. Cool.
Oh my God. Well, really looking forward to people getting to check out the rest of season 4
Thank you.
and hope if there's if there's a chance that a season 5
Never know.
comes, looking forward to that as well. And whatever
Never.
else you got coming down the pipe, Jewel, you're always a delight to talk to.
Thanks, Andrew.
Always a
So are
good
you.
time.
So
Thank
are you.
you.
I love talking to you.
All righty. Well, we'll have to talk again sometime
Yes.
soon. But for now, have yourself a great day.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you.
Bye.